To the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks. We're Jim and Joe, lifelong friends, lifelong fans, bringing you fan-driven sports talk the way real fans do. No overpaid experts, no scripted analysis, just honest takes on the game's players and the big stories shaping sports right now.
And we want you to be a part of it too. Please drop your comments, questions, your takes. We read them all and bring them into future shows. Please hit like, please subscribe, and join our conversation every week for free on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and X. And how was your 4th of July long weekend, Mr. Joe?
By the way, as far as free, you had me at FR. I can tell you that. So if my camera looks a little darker or I look a little, this is not a spray tan. This is the real thing. I was down in Ponte Vedra. If people don't know where that is, it's just south of Jacksonville, Florida. The in-laws have a place there. It's beautiful. But, man, it was cooking. It was 90-ish, which probably doesn't sound too hot, but not a cloud in the sky. So it was pure. I mean, literally. I got fried. Doesn't look too bad now because I've had a few days to recover. But it's a good base, as John Candy would say, as I was walking off. So other than that, spectacular. Blew up 5 M80s, so that was fun. How about yours? What'd you cook?
High 4.5 to you.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, man. That's great. We took it easy the whole weekend and made some chicken and steak shish kebabs for the 4th and watched the entire Brazil-Norway game. Caught up a little bit in this World Cup fever, like a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, there's no avoiding the 8,000-pound gorilla in the elephant room. Wow. Where do you want to even begin on what that was?
I think Brazil came in overconfident. Even the commentators, Rosa and I were getting pissed, like, oh, okay, so Norway has no chance at it, is what it started to sound like. And so as the game got going, I was just, okay, go, go, go. And then the result was wonderful. Absolutely loved it. No disrespect to Brazil. They've been there many times.
Well,
great players.
I agree. And, there's a lot of new fans. Okay, but I got to back up a little bit because I'm talking about the 8,000-pound gorilla that happened last night. What the world is talking about here in the United States, what the heck was that?
Well, this might sum it up perfectly. One of our subscribers, we mention him all the time, Spotify Joe, right? Often he contributes with some pretty good points and hot takes, etc. Last night, or this morning, he just sent me a DM. U.S. looked lost the moment the game started yesterday.
Yeah. I've heard several commentators, and I apologize off the top of my head. I don't remember the young lady's name who was on the network right after the game commentating, and she said it exactly that way. They literally came out. I don't even know what the word is. It's not flat. It's not, nonchalant. I don't know what the word is. Not ready to play describes it. That's for sure. It was awful, man. And it just got worse from there. It started off not just the goal, but it started off like I don't know about you, but I could tell. I literally could tell when the first kickback from Belgium happened, and then the goalie kicked it down. It was just so weird how I could kind of see, like, wait, are we moving in slow motion or something? I mean, that was unbelievable. And, to score in the first 9 minutes, okay, it happens. I don't know. I don't know what to say because we can just get into the details whenever you're ready. But I will tell you this. Anybody who thinks, in my opinion, anyone who thinks USA soccer, was back or is back, not because of one loss. Put that aside. What did we accomplish? I mean, seriously, we were in a terrible group. No excuse for not winning that anyways. And then after that, what'd we do? We won one game that didn't exist last World Cup. I don't know. It's weird, man. I'm so disappointed, really, in the way we lost, not just losing.
I have a summation to your question. They looked surprised.
Yeah,
Belgium, they might have thought Belgium was going to come out and get on the defensive side and just, play defense like Paraguay did. It was the exact opposite, man. They were attacking right from the start, and the USA was like looking around going, I thought you were going to be there. I thought hey, stay in your position. It just, man, they overwhelmed them.
yeah.
It took the heart right out of them right from the start.
That's a good point because maybe the USA was looking at one game Belgium played and said, "Oh, this is what we should expect." I mean, listen, the turnovers, the defensive lapses, um,
Yeah.
it it was the ease. I'm not saying scoring a goal in soccer is ever easy, but let's face it, those goals were the first two goals were pretty easy. I mean, you got Pulisic turns the ball over 11 times in the first half. Not saying an injury's terrible, but no offense, but okay, who's going to come in that's worse? I mean, this is supposed to be like the face of the team, the leader of the team. Not saying he wasn't hustling, but I mean, what's with all the dribbling? What's with all dribbling around people? Look at the disparity of talent, skill. Norway's kicking the ball, kicking the ball, kicking the ball, slowly moving, kicking the ball down the field. We're like trying to dribble past people, turning it over all the time. It was horrible.
Right. Um, I think it was the element of surprise, and I think there was a lot of distraction with Balogun, the red card distraction. And even my wife Rosa said, I almost wish he hadn't gotten to play because they might have come out of the gate a lot more prepared.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe they
Um,
let up.
I don't know how he thought that anyone thought that him playing was going to be wow, thank goodness he's playing now because you know what? He was MIA anyways. I think he had, one, I don't even know if it was a shot on goal, one shot. I'm not sure how they even, define that. But I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that was a problem. Not only that, obviously, locker room poster for Belgium after it got overturned. That certainly motivated. Hindsight's 2020. I was reading on, I think it was Bleacher Report. There were two ways to make that whole thing go away. Number one, just win by 7 and have Bologun, not that involved. Okay, that was one way to do it. The other one was to, lose the game. The third one, which wasn't really listed, was get your complete butt kicked. There's no controversy anymore, man. There's a lot of blame to go around, man. Dest on defense was pulled. They had to pull him at halftime. That's how bad he was. Richards. Oh God, it's. It, I don't know where everyone. Let's not even bring up Freeze. I don't even know what that was, man. I bet you there's dads out there that watch their 8-year-olds play soccer every Saturday. In the sun and the rain and the cold, watching these 8-year-olds run around and kick it, and that's what you do when you're a dad or a mom, soccer mom. I bet you they haven't seen something that bad. It,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. Like, what was that?
Did he kick the ground? I couldn't really see exactly what happened. Did he kick the ground like young Koo Kim of the Atlanta Falcons last year?
Yeah.
Then he got cut. That means Freeze is going to get cut, doesn't it? Oh,
Well, okay. Wow. What if he gets cut? By the way, he said. Well, someone said that that wasn't a missed kick. He hesitated. He was going to kick it, but he decided to, hold up because he was looking at something to see if somebody's going to clear or whatever. What he tried to do was dribble his way out of that little situation against one of the best forwards in the game. Like, wow, who's going to win that one? The goalie or one of the better forwards in the game, covering you. Give me a break. It's terrible.
He who hesitates is lost. I've
Yeah,
heard that
well,
somewhere.
yeah, well, that's something I've heard too, and he hesitated. All right, it's wow, it's I'm not sure what to say as far as the assessment of the future. This coach seemed to be great at getting his guys up. And then you come to this game, and you're like, Joe, it's one game. I mean, look, they played what, 5 games? Come on. Well, yeah, it's one game. It's called the elimination knockout round. So one game, Matt, that's what you're playing for. Make it in the top 2 in your group, and then you get to play into the knockout round. That is what you're playing for. So to have, to lay an egg and not be ready emotionally, physically, someone's got to take responsibility for that. The head coach is, one of those people, I would think.
And the air just really came out of him. You could see it. They scored to tie it 1-1. 2 minutes later, Belgium scores.
Yeah. Oh, that's when the coach kicked over the water and everything, and I don't blame him. You just score. It's 1-1. The crowd is going nuts, and you once again, you let an easy goal happen right behind you. It's terrible. And don't forget, our only goal was a free kick. But by the way, twice for Tillman. And by the way, those are great kicks. This one, however, his first one had the top spin. It was beautiful. This one deflected off a Belgium wall defender's head. It looked like, to me, the goalie was probably going to save it if it didn't. But so they kind of scored their own goal there. So we really had 0 goals. And they could have scored 3 more times easily. It should have been 7-0. And I think that's what people are pissed off about. Losing a 2-1, 3-1, it happens. Brazil, which you briefly mentioned, we'll talk about. Things happen. They lose, but man, not like this. But the only thing I'm going to just say, if you have a chance to rewatch some of this game, just pick anything in the first half. Watch what Belgium does when they come down. So you've got 2-3 guys. And I'm not a geometry major. I did pretty good, actually, in geometry in school. But they're basically kicking, an isosceles triangle to each other as 3 people are running down. When it's 4 people running down, they're kicking a parallelogram, a rectangle a trapezoid to each other. One guy never dribbled more than 10 seconds. 2 seconds. It was just kicking it to each other, and everything we try to do defensively, then we're trying to dribble past people, kicking long balls, trying to get, a lucky break. There's a lot of work to be done. And I'm kind of sick of it, really, because we always get hyped for the World Cup, and we always get let down. I probably sound like a Raiders fan or Dolphins fan right now, but, I'm kind of feeling that way. It's been a long time since when was the last time we got past or, into the quarterfinals?
2002?
Yeah, that one team. And then before that, you got to go to 1930. So, we're not supposed to be good at everything. Okay? In sports, we don't invent. Like, we're great at NASCAR. We're not that great in Formula One because we didn't invent Formula One. That was the Italians and the Germans. In sports that we didn't invent, we're maybe not that good. Don't forget, Belgium, those European countries especially, every baby picture they have in their house, the baby has a football in the bassinet with them. Every picture of them growing up, there's a football somewhere in the picture. We're not like that here. But if our expectations need to go up, we need to start being like that here. Otherwise, just be happy to get out of the first, group stage, and that's it. I think the hype was way too much for something this team never proved. So there you go.
Yeah, I respect your opinion on that, and I agree with it too. It's like I guess I'm settling for saying, hey, it was nice getting to the round of 16 to the knockout stage, and then they fell flat. They lost, and then, okay, we got 1 month till the NFL preseason, so.
Yeah, thank God. I know. No offense to golf and Wimbledon, but and baseball. But
Yeah.
by the way, I should say, listen, it was great to have the hype, whether it was overinflated or not. Listen, you can't blame fans. I mean, I was very excited. I turned on the TV last night expecting to see a great game. But what can't be overshadowed was just the sheer patriotism and love for the team. I should not, please don't think I'm throwing shade or water onto that. Also, the world coming over here and seeing all the love for most people the first time. Love for America, the USA, and being able to live through their eyes and remind us, as we've spoken about many times already, remind us how lucky we are to live here. And so for that, the World Cup was an unbelievable success. It's still going on. So don't think I'm overshadowing that, because it was well worth it.
I didn't get that feeling at all from you, Joe. We were just basically talking about the team. They just really came out flat and they got blown out. And this is going to change things, because the last World Cup here was in 1994. It took a long time, 2026, to get another World Cup. It won't be that long before they are back here in America.
Yeah.
It will not be that long this
time. That would be great. And hey, listen, did I go to a game? People around me, we had games in Atlanta, as you know, and other places over here on the East Coast, and people went. I didn't go. Now, the USA didn't play over here, but the USA men's team. But still, put your money where your mouth is, Joe. If you're going to be part of it, be part of it. Then don't just watch it on TV with your popcorn and beer. But yeah, I would look forward to when it comes back. And who knows? Maybe this inspired a lot of younger people to, pick up the game or choose that sport, and we'll get a lot bigger pool of people who want to and can play for the USA.
Pencil it in, 2038.
Okay. I love it. Wait, that's when we're going to a game, or that's when we're going to be good?
We're going to go to a game. The World Cup will be back.
I love it. I love it. But there was a game today. There's other games. The World Cup continues. I will say this. It was unintentional. There was a great game today you can talk about in a second, but I will say it's really hard to not become a fan of the team that Haaland plays for. He is something else, man. The more I see about this guy, the more I love him, man.
Me too. And another subscriber mentioned, this is great, from Top Cat. He mentioned Haaland. The take was just basically, he said, as much as a U.S. loss may sadden us, the upside is that it'll free up all of us to root for the Viking dude from Norway, like we all secretly want to do anyway. I thought that was great.
No. I mean, if you haven't, seen a bunch of his memes, my God, they're everywhere now. I'm seeing them all over the time, but I love it. But, the short list, he's got the best attitude in the world. He's always smiling and upbeat. Meanwhile, he's a fierce competitor. It just goes to show you can do both. All the scenes, and we've talked about this, it may be unfair to show someone grabbing a ball from the ball boy and pushing him away. The way these ball boys and ball girls are treated, pretty brutal, especially, during the game. They've got a whole compilation of him just showing them love, treating him great. I love the ones where he's just kind of moping around the field like he's, not even caring. The ball comes and he becomes a scoring machine, over in 1 second. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. His diet's now famous, how they had to bring all the food over because he only eats steak, coffee, honey, stuff like that. But on the pitch, he's slowly climbing the ranks. 7 goals, tied with Messi and Mbappe for the Golden Boot. But here's your real stat: he has more goals in his debut World Cup than Messi, Mbappe, Ronaldo combined. So he's
Whoa.
got the goods too. Yeah.
Yeah. Love the way he carries himself. You talk about fear. Some of the videos showing him kick the ball and it's gone right into another player's face.
I
You're like,
know.
oh
I
man,
know.
that's reconstructive.
I love it. And then after that, they show him, he's just like standing there laughing, not at the guy, like, whoops, sorry, and then, just sombers on down the field again. He's really something. My wife is, following him now. She's like a huge fan. She's now on the Norway bandwagon. And in their country and all the things they're doing doesn't hurt their chances of people liking them as well.
Yeah. All the videos that are out there now, it's such great entertainment. I love it, man. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. His goals against Brazil pregame, he dedicated every goal to every kid in Norway. And here's the best quote that you could possibly come from him. Not knowing him, just what I've learned about him. Here's the quote. When asked about pressure, his response, do you feel a lot of pressure? He said, it's a lot of pressure on me, but I like the pressure. And I would put a lot of pressure on Erling Haaland if I wasn't Erling Haaland myself. Okay, there you go. Makes sense to me.
It motivates him.
I guess so. Yeah. I'd put a lot of pressure on him too if I wasn't him. Yeah, okay. Got it. Makes sense. He's great, man. I love it. So go team Norway. I'm there.
I always put a lot of pressure on me when you and I are playing. I have a 2.5-foot putt that I miss. It's because I put too much pressure on myself.
You do put a lot too much pressure. But you're talking about the kind of pressure where you're putting too much pressure on your grip, and the pressure that's not on your golf shoes as the sole of your golf shoe like falls off.
That's happened. You remember that, don't you?
Of course I do. We had to borrow a knife from two golfers around, that were in front of us. Hey, you guys happen to have a knife? And some guy literally pulls one out like, yeah, I got a knife. Like, what? And you had to cut your sole off just to, prevent the flopping. That's pressure.
Yeah. I got a new
It's a lot of pressure. Yeah. All right, what happened? Brazil went down today. Norway beat Brazil. Spoiler alert, you've already mentioned that game. Yep. That was the other big one in the room because, boy, that's a shock to a lot of people.
Yep. And then today, Argentina was down 2-0 and should have been 3-0, but they disallowed a goal because VAR reviewed a foul before they went down the field to score to make it 3-0. Then in the last 10, 11 minutes or so, Argentina, including Messi, he got a goal, scored 3 goals to come storming back to beat Egypt.
It's unbelievable.
Messi even said he thought they were done.
Yeah. Well, they probably were done based on, score and time. I think what happened to Egypt personally is, this is not, I have not proven this at all, but I've heard they're also under investigation for, how they pay their players. It's some kind of pyramid scheme. So maybe that was a distraction.
I want to hear more about that. Never.
Yeah. Okay. You'll get your wish on that one. Another game coming up today, Switzerland and Colombia. I like it.
I'd like to see Colombia win.
Yeah, me too.
They're in the Americas.
Yeah. I mean, I got nothing against Switzerland. I mean, I don't, there's nothing that really makes me love Switzerland. I mean, I think their flag's a plus.
But, man, you're zinging. World-class jokes.
Well, it's the World Cup, for crying out loud. Look at all the material we have. No, I love the knockout round because even when there's teams that I'm not like a huge, I'm not in love with that team, just the intensity of knowing what's on the line has been great. I'll be watching that game too. I got it on in the back. It's like music. I have it on all day. My wife's like, really? I'll turn the sound down, honey. You can put on music, but I'm watching it because I just love it. It's great.
I got a pull for Colombia. My dear friend Gigi, her and her family are de Colombia, and they are crazy Colombians.
Well,
I promise you that. I won't say any other details.
I don't think you have to say they are. If you just say they're from Colombia, I think that's assumed.
Sums it up. I like it. That's
Yeah,
fair.
very, very passionate. Very passionate, I'm sure.
Well, I've got another contributor. Uh, this is a little off the subject of if I'm interrupting any more World Cup stuff that you have, I apologize. But the cousin Fred sent me, speaking of all the memes that are all over social media, um, this had to do with the couple that was on top of the Empire State Building. They climbed all the way up the tower and they did their proposal with the flag that had the great message on it. That was a great message. But he had to go way out of his way being a devout Florida Gators fan. And so he sends me the meme and it says on the flag above the Empire State Building, "Make FSU football great again."
Hmm.
Thanks, Fred. Appreciate that. I know it
Thank
took a
you.
lot for you to do that.
That was a sacrifice, and thank you, Fred, for that. Oh, hey, listen, I'm all for it. Number one, our strength of schedule has been really suffering since Florida State's demise. Secondly,
Yeah.
the ACC will be better. The conference
Yep.
needs Florida State and Clemson to get their act together because, obviously, it Miami hasn't been great very long, like one day, but still, we need every team that's, especially the named teams, to play well, because right now the conference, the money's out there. We can't just let the SEC and the Big Ten have it all. We got to do our part, and so we need Florida State back. I would love that.
Yep. And I did respond to Fred and I told him we need Florida to be great again, too.
Well, let's not go
That
crazy.
helps.
Let's not
Gets
go
the
crazy.
recruits back to the state of Florida, man. Come back where you came from.
Listen, and I love Cousin Fred, but we don't play Florida anymore. We did for 2 years back to back. We opened with them 2 years ago. Don't forget, in the swamp. That was a ballsy game. But now we don't play them. I'm not as concerned, but I get it. But we play Florida State every year, so that's more to my heart. When you keep mentioning these things like Uncle Fred, are we paying these people? Is this part of like a research staff or something? What are these? Are these just comments from anybody who's listening to make comments?
We're hiring, and they've all been anointed. Spotify Joe, he's got a new position. I hired him. The pay is zero
Okay,
dollars.
good.
We're going to promote Spotify Joe, thanks to all of his comments on our show, to Senior Executive Assistant Regional Vice President of the Unpaid Research Staff. Try to fit that on your name badge, Spotify Joe. But congratulations. And don't worry, Joe. All our subscribers have to do, like Spotify Joe, Top Cat, Cousin Fred, Big John. We got to mention about a baseball story with Big John. All you have to do is subscribe. It's free.
Yeah.
And tell your friends about us.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
we rely on the subscriptions to grow the channel. Remember all those technical difficulties that we had just a couple weeks ago? Well, I'm not blaming it on money, but subscribers help with the resources and things, and even motivation to get this stuff fixed, because it is time consuming and it does in some cases cost a little bit of money. But no, we're not asking you to subscribe for any personal gain. We're asking you to subscribe if you like the channel, because that does keep us rolling and keep us motivated, and tell your friends. We'll try to make sure that, hey, you control the content, subscribers, by leaving comments. I got so many comments from the foosball, thing, and a lot of people let me have it, and I respect it, and I didn't defend myself. I said, you're right, that was pretty mean, and I don't know soccer that well, if that's what I'm fixating on, but I still appreciate the comments. I really do. It's great.
The players that were flopped on the foosball table is the greatest meme, I think, of the whole World Cup. I loved it.
It was
It's
great.
too funny. That's all. We're just trying to have fun. More
Well,
subscribers, the more comments, the less time you and I have to talk to each other here. Like you've already said 2 or 3 times on the show, I got over it. through therapy.
Mhm.
But speaking of Top Cat, he's going to be one of our Hall of Fame unpaid research staff alongside Fred. So they are Hall of Fame unpaid research staff. Congratulations on those promotions. And then Big John, who wants to go by, he didn't want a title. This guy is a sports editor, our friend from Miami, his whole life, and he's a sports editor. He
Wow.
said, no, I just want to go by the title of crotchety commentator. And this is after his baseball take, which is really hilarious. And I didn't even know about this until he told me this morning. Big John sent this. He said the Marlins pulled the pitcher Eury Pérez after he had a perfect game through 7 innings in Sacramento against the A's this past weekend. I said, I didn't even know about it. He goes, and before I could even ask him why, he says, because of the pitch count. And he is coming off surgery, Tommy John surgery, which I think is almost like 2 years ago. So the Marlins manager pulled him out, and then he goes, this fits his name, crotchety commentator. He said, Earl Weaver of the Orioles, who we all liked growing up in Miami, that's where their spring training was. They were world champs when we were growing up. Earl Weaver would never have even thought about going out to the mound. Plus, he would have had to take Jim Palmer or Dave McNally with some other coaches physically off the mound and into the dugout to pull him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so there were all kinds of comments on, I've read into it this afternoon where some people said, oh, well, the baseball gods got McCullough for pulling him, the Marlins manager, because right after they pulled him, I believe the Marlins had an 8-0, 7-0 lead or something like that. The A's scored 5 runs in the next inning. In the 8th and 9th innings, they ended up putting up 8 runs, and the Marlins just barely held on and won the game 9-8. So he should have left them in, you know?
Yeah. That's
But
crazy.
the last thing Big John said, he goes, man, ain't it fun being a know-it-all, crotchety old sports fan? That's what we
Well,
are. So why would you not want to
well,
subscribe and join us?
we always say this. It's like two guys in a bar, or pick your place. Talking sports. How many times have this has happened to me a million times in the Marine Corps all the time as well. You're in a bar, you're talking to somebody, you're arguing about this team or that team or this call or that call, and then somebody else chimes in who you're not even talking to, and they throw in their 2 cents. Pretty soon you got 6 people, with all different opinions or whatever. That's what sports is all about. I've got no problem with that. That Marlins story, the one thing I got out of that whole thing was, dang, that surgery worked really good. I mean,
Good point.
yeah, yeah,
And he's turning out to be pretty electric. He's got a personality too. And I think he was the pitcher that was on the mound when the Brewers manager said, shut the bleep up and go back on the mound and pitch. Cause I guess he was kind of messing with some of the batters that were coming up to the plate. Eury
yeah,
Pérez. Remember that
yeah.
name?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Nothing wrong with the Marlins being good. I'd like to see them, get back into the competing. But
Yeah.
hey, well, you know what? We keep threatening to talk more baseball. We're trying to squeeze in a little bit, but with the World Cup going on, and the NHL playoffs, the NBA play, it seems like MLB is getting a back seat all the time. We apologize for that if you really want to hear more baseball, because we love baseball probably more than any other sport. So we don't worry, we're going to get to it. But
Absolutely.
for right now, that's it for this episode of the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks with Jim and Joe. Thanks for checking us out and hanging with us for some real fan-driven sports talk.
And please don't forget, your comments are a part of the show. You make it so much better. Thank you to all of you who are joining in and chiming in with us. We'll bring them into future shows. Be sure to hit like. Please sure to tell your friends. Hit subscribe and catch us every week and make it more fun for all of us right here for free. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good one, Jim. Talk to you soon, buddy.
You too, Joe.
Take care, man.
You too. Love you.